Days Vault, everybody. It's been a while since I posted a video, but I have been busy. So here, I decided to put out my entire collection of my Marvel Crisis Protocol, and this is, to date, every single character model produced for the game. I do have a fair amount of their terrain, but some of it I'm just not going to own. But these are all the characters up to the Exodus, Lady Mastermind, and Avalanche release. So here in October 2025, we will be getting some Web Warrior boxes, and of course those will be added onto this. But for now, this is what we have. I just have like little chunks. They're all almost touching all their bases. Okay, if I were to spread this out, of course it could cover this whole 7x4 green mat table here that I have, but I condensed it all to try to get into photographs so I could send it to my local game store. And I have almost half of this collection painted. I believe it's 226 models, something like that. So I have nearly half of it painted. I'm only off by a few models, but I've been currently I am working on this Mysterio. I got his cape and his base done up, but you need to get his cape done first on the inside, just so you don't want to mess up anything else trying to get that purple color in. So when I start doing the green on his clothing here, it will mess up with that purple real fast, and that's not a mess that I want to deal with. But anyway, so this collection started with Thanos right here. My first model painted, and I absolutely love him. He's also the one that I spent the most time on. I wanted to get him done right, and I think I did a good job on him. I'm pleased with him. But he got me started into the whole collection, and I was buying up bits and pieces here and there when I could afford them, because this stuff is expensive. No joke, no lie. And they're just getting more expensive. So I happened upon a yard sale, and it was boss. A guy was selling tons of these models, and many of them I did not have. So I went ahead and bought that mess real quick. And I still had to pump a lot into this collection before I could get everything done. If it wasn't for that windfall, I wouldn't have this collection. There's just no way. There are models that I would have never purchased, but because now I was so close to getting the whole collection, I went ahead and just chased down all the models just so I could say 100% complete. So here I've got, of course, the Asgardians. I had to paint up Thor. He's a recent paint job with the OG boots on. Love it. I love it. I need to make 2 more medallions for his chest, because let's face it, the OG was rocking 6 medallions. But I absolutely love those boots. It's just something from childhood, man. All right, yes. So Asgardians, webs are behind. I've been painting up webs. I think maybe it's in anticipation for the new box sets to release. But my daughter, she also likes Spider-Man a lot, so I've been pumping out a bunch of Web Warriors. Behind them, of course, one of my favorites is the foes, so Spider Foes. Actually, so I'm painting up Mysterio here, but this fat boy here I had recently done, and he was the reason why I had to buy that Rivals pack, because he is like one of the best sculpted Doc Ocks there is. I love Spider Foes. I really wish Sandman had better rules. He needs to be better, because he's such a fantastic sculpt. He's probably one of the best sculpts in this whole collection. So behind them, there's some Midnight Suns. Of course, Blade, the Hulk, and all of them. Just really happy to have my Werewolf by Night. Behind them, I've got Hydra, Of course, you've got to paint up your Abomination. He's just so fun. Just a big, giant nuclear model, and I love all of his rules. I love his speed. I love everything about him. He is a fantastic model, period, end of story. A really good sculpt. Rules-wise, he is fantastic. And let's talk about rules. This dude here is disgusting, and he brings these guys for like free. Yeah, he is disgusting. Ugh, such good rules. This is a very unique model to the range, actually. So Arnim Zola has this clear acrylic piece in his chest, and if you want that cool headpiece painted, you better do it before you assemble the model, because this chest piece doesn't glue in until everything else is kind of in. It's crazy, and actually, it's the whole, from what I remember, the whole chest piece. It's not just this one clear window, it's the whole chest that's clear. So I had to cover just this visual window here and then prime everything else. So I have his chest piece painted. I just really don't like the rules. I don't like the model. I don't want to paint it, but I know because I have this little bit done that eventually I will paint the rest of the model. I just have to. It sucks, but it is what it is. So moving over, we've got some Convocation here. Actually, I didn't paint any Convocation models. Those were all done by the gentleman that I bought the army from, or the force from. The only models I've added to Convocation is this Doctor Strange and Wong. And at the time, it's because I really wanted Wong, because he's an excellent 2 threat. So Dormammu back there, I've got his terrain stuffed down all 3 Sentinels, and my Sentinel Prime is magnetized. So I have all the bits and pieces, so I can move his arms and his hands and his waist. I think I've posted a video on that in the past, but soon in the mail, I'm going to have a clear acrylic, a clear enamel purple. So these guys will be painted purple and blue, candy coat paint job, just like I did with my Iron Man. They will all get it. And I had to get that taken care of because most of these X-Men up front here, I'm looking at you, Colossus, and then over here, I've got Kitty Pryde somewhere. Yeah, there she is. They've got, bits to them of Sentinels. So I need to, and of course, Psylocke right there. So I need to get them taken care of, dang it. But yeah, so that paint job, I'm excited because once I get those colors, I'll be able to start just cranking these guys out and cranking out X-Men, which is something I really wanted to do. Because if you look up here, most of my X-Men are nakeds, which is sad. I painted up Beast because I love Beast, and he's an Inhuman. And Inhumans I'm playing currently. They are a fantastic faction. I love Angel, and actually his tactics card where he turns into Archangel is chef's kiss beautiful. I love that. It's a really awesome effect and great gameplay. Man, I love it to bits and pieces. I painted up Bobby Drake because I love me some Iceman. He is awesome. I actually want to do more to him. Give him some glossy icy bits. Put snow on his base. I want to do more to Iceman. And of course I had to get the leader, old Xavier, done up. I have never and will never consider Scott a leader. He is a whiny little booby boy, and he is a sad sack, and I hate him. Now, Oreo, she is cool. I do love me some Storm. I almost wish that this was the 80s Mohawk Storm, or at least give me the option for the daggone head. Maybe one day I will snip that off and give her the Mohawk, but it won't fit the rest of the outfit because she needs that leather jacket too. That's just me, and of course, with the Wolverine, I hate the yellow and blue. Always have, always will. I'm an 80s guy, so I want my yellow and brown. Give it to me, because this one is weak, and nobody likes Logan. Nobody cares about Logan. And so who else would agree with me? Well, that's going to be over here. That's going to be my Mr. Creed. Oh yeah. And then I've got also the Apex of the Predator chilling right there. So my Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, or as they call it in MCP, Brotherhood of Mutants, because I guess they claim that evil is subjective, which is dumb because they're the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, always have been, always will be. So, and you know what makes me mad? Is I painted up this sweet, sweet Juggernaut, and I've never used him. And his skin tone took me a long time. Those are big, beefy arms. They are models in their own right. I need to use them. But I recently got done with Quicksilver to use with my Inhumans as well, which they're up front here. Love the Inhumans. Guys, I'm telling you, innate rerolls, except for, well, Beast, there he is, Beast and Quicksilver, and I don't think he does, Ronan does either. And I don't even care about what's-her-face, where is she? Oh, this Biggins girl, man, boo hiss to her, she's such a terrible character. So, Inhumans are awesome. Maximus is garbage. I don't really like Karnak. Gorgon is good. A charge in his, and kind of like a built-in bodyguard in his card. He's good. Karnak is not good. And Karnak is more offensive, and that's if you want to take the time to memorize a stinking card, which I don't. He can be powerful, but he is also a little girl, and he folds real easy. Gorgon, I found, is far more survivable. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my luck with the dice, but he's far more survivable. I want to love Medusa, but Medusa just dies. And yes, I know there's tons of bodyguards in this faction, but she just roaches it out. And at her 4th threat, I just can't. I can't do it. OG Black Bolt is awesome. King Black Bolt is awesome. I wish I could take both of them. I can't though. So what I do, instead of my 6 cost here, oh yes, I just throw in some Phoenix and we're wrecking face. Phoenix in Inhumans is disgusting. With Homeboy here, his leadership, you can have her disgusting throw powered up turn 1. No questions asked. And then she's throwing around Hulks, Dormammu's, and she's throwing everything except size 5 terrain. Everything. It's a beautiful thing. So, then of course the Bestest Boy and Crystal here. They're all good. I wish you worked with me better. Work with me more better. But that's why I painted up Quicksilver. I think he can fold real easy. He's very, very susceptible to being just owned and KO'd really quickly. But he is so stinking fast. Everything he does, he just moves. And then Beast, he's a solid 3 threat with a lot of quirks and stuff. I'm not so sure about him as much as I am him. Now, if he dies a lot on me, then he'll be shifted. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. And of course, one of my loves here is my Guardians of the Galaxy. I absolutely love these guys. I did have Gladiator thrown in there for a while. He gets beat up quite a bit. Of course, he's got a big target on him, but I don't think he warrants it. You just ignore that guy, honestly. Nova is someone you can't ignore. That dude he brings the pain in the beams. Ooh, his beams. Of course, his beams are really disgusting too, but they're not as nice as her beams. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Got myself some APOC with his little bit of cadre here. I did something a little bit different with my boy Archangel here. Put him on a street sign, and instead of a walk or a stop, he has a fly symbol. So I like it. I thought it was cool, and it elevated him a bit more. And I'm just not a fan of him kneeing an obelisk. That's gonna hurt his knee. It's a piece of stone. So yeah, I don't care if he's a superhero or whatnot, but yeah, not cool. Back here, pardon me, I have my Russian dudes Omega Red and Ursa Major and all those guys. I did just recently paint up my Wade Wilson. And yes, those cups came from all the bases and stuff. I just wanted something different. Everybody had the Rocket, and I'm like, yeah, the Rocket's cool, very cartoony. But I wanted something a little bit different, and you know, that not everyone had, and I think that's it. So he's surrounded by his Weapon X crew. We're gonna maybe shift it over here. We see some Wasps, the Captain America, Luke Cage, all my candy-coated Iron Men. So yeah, definitely Avengers rat here. We got the two Hulks there. Who's excited for the new She-Hulk in a business suit? Like, what is she gonna do? Stiletto attack with her shoes? I don't know. I mean, she's probably beefy and whatnot, but this actually has her in her, you know, get some outfit. Whereas the other one, you know, that's like her twerking outfit. Whoa, so cringe. But we should be getting Red Hulk too. Has anybody seen those leaks? Yeah, they're awesome. So Red Hulk and new She-Hulk leaked together, as well as the leader. That's right. So we're gonna get the leader. What I feel he's gonna be, not that they need it, but a new Cabal leadership. Yeah. So speaking of Cabal, here's our Cabal here. Yeah, Bullseye. This was a pain in the butt. I mean, I like having it done. It looks nice and thematic. But the Wrecking Crew, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever use it, actually. I don't know if I'm going to ever use this guy. Oh, he looks so wonky. Yeah, but he has interesting rules. Here I'm going to tell you guys. This model right here is probably the hardest model to assemble in this whole game. Look, his foot is going through the chest of his like image or whatnot. Yeah, the image here, that's its own model. It's got several pieces. Its leg there is 2 pieces. Its leg is 2 pieces. Its chest is 2 pieces. Arms 2 pieces. This dude's a lot of stinking pieces. And then you have to build this guy with the weird double hand thing there. I don't know what's going on there, but very difficult model to build. My pro tip is to build them individually and let them cure, do all the sanding and seam filling that you need to, and then join them at the end. It's the very last step. It will work. It'll be totally fine. You can do it. So yeah, I've got all the Cabal stuff here. The ninjas were really fun to build. Just look at those fiddly points of contact. Fun to build, though. A really cool piece. A lot of people will complain about how these things are built with defined contact points, like the cape on Ultron here. If you use a good quality glue, like Tamiya Thin Cement, it's going to be okay. That connection point is going to be stronger than anything else on the model. So yeah, go home and cry to your boyfriend about it. Anyway, funny thing about this, I don't know if you guys have seen my videos or whatnot. I really want to paint this like Battle Cat, but with Malekith here, I got him for free. It's a $40 model all day long, twice on Tuesdays. I got him for free. The seller, much to his chagrin, I had bought this Biggins model, and I bought her to go with my Inhumans, and then I saw her stat card, and it made me want to cry. And she was like $12. It wasn't that bad, actually. It's a very good deal for her. But he sent me that Malekith. And I told the guy, I didn't open it or anything. I'm like, man, you sent me this Malekith. I don't mind sending it back. But if you could, send me this girl here. And he said, man, just keep the model. So kudos to him. It's somewhere in my eBay log. Get the name of that seller. But kudos to that guy. I really appreciated it. Saved me $40. So moving on, I got Boo Mephisto. He was the very last model I bought because I don't like him. And then I got This dude, I really got him to get Charles. It stinks that they put poopy models in with good models. So this is definitely a poopy model. I mean, it looks neat and all that good stuff, but man, for his cost, he needs to do something better. Oh look, you get look. Let's face it, man. You buy Beta Ray Bill and you just get this poopy model. A lot of people, I guess, like him. So I got my Wakanda stuff here. And actually, I lied. Okay, so this dude wasn't the last one I got. All right, so Wakanda, what AMG has done is they locked 2 leaderships into a really poopy terrain piece. So here's my King T'Challa running around in his water. And then I've got Killmonger the Usurper, okay, running around in his water puddle. So these 2 guys are in that big rivals pack, Battle for the Throne or something like that. And they are both leaders for Wakanda, and they're good leaders. They have good leaderships. But you have to spend $80 for those 2 models. My local game store owner was really awesome, and he ordered the set, but he only charged me $30 for the 2 models, and he kept the waterfall because he's got a bunch of tables for in-store play and whatnot. So thanks a lot, Kevin. I do appreciate that. But those 2 were my very last models to complete everything. So that was just like the yeah, there's no way I wanted that waterfall at all. But so yeah, basically that's it. I don't think I've missed. Yeah, I told you I didn't paint any of the convocation stuff, so the convocation I've got there. But yeah, man. And actually, when it comes to the Brotherhood of Mutants, I only painted Pyro, Blob, the Juggernaut. Quicksilver goes for Brotherhood of Mutants or Inhumans, so painted Quicksilver. And that's that. The Magneto, the Domino, the Toad, and old boy Sabretooth here, they were all painted by the guy that I bought the models from. And he did. I mean, his paint jobs are darker than mine, but he did an excellent job. The only thing he did not do was deal with the seams and deal with mold lines. I mean, look at that seam there on his side. So the seams bother me, the mold lines bother me. However, the paint jobs are on point. So I didn't want to ruin the paint jobs and have to redo it just so I can clean up the seams and stuff. Now, when everything is painted, maybe I will go back and do it because my paint jobs, are a bit brighter than his. But that being said, his paint jobs aren't that far from mine. There's Thor, and there's Lady Enchantress. Enchantress was done by him. Thor was done by me. The bases are just a shade different. That's it, guys. He did the black rim. I did the black rim. Just a shade different. And I was doing mine before I even met him. So it's fantastic. And the paint jobs are fairly on par. They match pretty well with what I'm doing. So I'm not inclined to wreck them. I'm not inclined to do anything about it. I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna make you guys sick. That is a lot of stinking dudes. It's a lot of plastic. Butt ton of plastic. So the new releases are exciting. I'm very excited for a lot of stuff. They are coming out with more stuff for Guardians of the Galaxy. Adam Warlock, Quasar in a female form, which I've already bought a 3D printed male form of Quasar, and I will be using that, and I will be augmenting the card to be a male form of the card, because that's what I grew up reading. There you go. But Moondragon, which I think is awesome. It's awesome to finally get Moondragon and Adam Warlock. It's really great to get some more stuff to go with the Sentinels. That's pretty awesome. So, I mean, the Red Hulk, and I don't know about the She-Hulk 2.0. I don't know about that, but anything that we get is nice. Spider-Ham coming out will be awesome, and the Prowler, that'll help fill out some more of my spider foes. There will be awesome. Still waiting on a Scorpion and a Hydra Man. Like, what is wrong with these people? But anyway, this is my collection. I will be painting more, and I'm sorry for not posting for a while. I have been mad busy, y'all. I actually had a touch of madness, and I dived into Blood Bowl for one game. One game. The madness was not deep, but after that one game, it shook me awake violently, and I have shelved everything. I've shelved everything, and there we go. I did buy a really cool Wereshark team on Etsy, so I might paint that a little bit because it looks awesome. But aside from that, poo-poo to that. Anyway, guys, y'all take it easy, be safe, and God bless. Bye-bye.